Back in December 1940, Charles Kosmeyer Sr. was in high school at Murphy when he learned about the plans for Brookley.
I read the newspaper. It said they want to hire men to become mechanics. And I went into the cafeteria at Murphy and took the test and made 81.
Kosmeyer was one of the first hired at Brookley Army Airfield. When he reported for work, construction was just starting on the 1,000-acre site.
And we got there, it was just a peaceful building. That was all. They were building on the building.
But Brookley would soon become the Army Air Corps' major supply base for the southeastern U.S. and the Caribbean. The location was attractive to the military because of its bayfront location. And the area's generally good flying weather. Civilian employees like Kosmeyer would be the backbone of the workforce at Brookley. Their main jobs would be reconfiguring and refitting airplanes and rebuilding engines. Brookley was a modification and repair center for the Army Air Corps. Initially, old engines were used for practice. Mechanics had to be trained.
And we're going to take that thrust nut off on top. So we started bumping it, and bumping it, and bumping it. Finally, it broke in a million pieces. It had left-hand threads, and we never had heard of left-hand threads as a little kid, you know. And we threw the engine down and put it back together a million times.
America's entry into World War II in December 1941 brought changes. Women became almost half of the nearly 17,000-strong civilian workforce at Brookley as her husbands left to fight.
That meant women, were looking for income, and so they went to work at Brookley.
Retired USA history professor Dr. Michael Thomason says that racial integration in the military created even more opportunities at Brookley.
And it made it a much better place for African Americans to work because they could get paid better, they could move up the ladder.
Thomason says it's still hard to believe Brookley's impact, but it was Mobile's economic engine.
At the time, Brookley Field was the largest military installation in the country, percentage-wise, in terms of salaries paid. Brookley Field apparently generated about 20%. It's unbelievable, of the salaries paid in Mobile.
The now 1,700-acre base had a $95 million annual payroll. The diverse and well-paid workforce also turned out quality work.
Every time we built an engine, I built it as if I was going to be flying it.
We had good transportation by rail, by road, and especially, of course, by sea, so that Brookley was a very efficient means of getting goods overseas. I don't think there were any complaints about what it did.
Brookley later played a major role in the Berlin airlift. The Soviet Union escalated the Cold War as they blockaded this key German city.
Every plane that flew into Berlin came from Brookley first, where it was serviced for that purpose. So the Berlin airlift was something that Brookley made possible, too.
Post-war U.S. base closings in the 1950s and 60s kept civilian employment numbers between 12 and 16,000 at Brookley. With all its successes and powerful politicians in Washington, Thomason says that most folks never thought Brookley would close. He says Mobile was comfortable, believing the base was as permanent as the Bay. Then, in 1964, Alabama went Republican, voting for Goldwater for president and sending a Republican to Congress from South Alabama. On November 19th, the military announced Brookley's selection for closure.
I don't think it was till the 80s that Mobile really recovered from the closure of Brookley. So it was a catastrophic event. I mean, we talk about Frederick, but in a lot of ways, Brookley is more of a catastrophic event than Frederick was.
Now, there's a chance to rebuild what was lost.